I'm worried that some of y'all are about to get scammed, and I want you to please watch this video before you do.
Never did I think that there would be so much drama in the sourdough community, but then again, I honestly had no idea there was a sourdough community.
Okay, so you know how you've been talking about wanting to do something fun, make a little bit of extra money, and still have time for yourself? Well, I've got the perfect idea for you. It's called a microbakery.
This is so adorable. I've never seen anything like this. Except for those, libraries where you can go and pick out a book, but I mean, cookies? Yeah, I'd be buying cookies from my neighbors all the time, which now that I think of it, it's probably not really good because I'd be eating lots of cookies, so. But moving on, this is Jess. She is the owner of a micro bakery she started out of her in-laws' room. Yes, room. I assume it wasn't a kitchen. So Jess started baking to earn some money after she and her husband lost income from his job that was no longer profitable, or so she claims. So Jess was the graphic designer at her husband's company, and of course, when the job was no longer profitable, she decided to start her own small business. So this was September 2024 when she started her own business, and then a couple months later, she decided to create a course on micro bakeries to help others start their own. Jess has over 100,000 followers on Instagram and 16,000 on TikTok. So of course, a lot of her fans were super excited for this course to come out so they too could start a micro bakery. And honestly, at first it seems kind of like, yeah, this is a great idea. But then when you look at it and you look at the setup, I don't know. I mean, you're lucky if you even have a kitchen space and equipment to start baking, let alone a bread or bakery stand outside your home. Building on a budget for $22 to $570. I'm not sure about that. Is it? I don't know. Going all out. Yeah, I'm still not sure about that one. I'm just thinking, what is the cost of her course? And let's say someone did want to purchase this course. Could that money be going towards their business instead? And can this information be found on the internet, like through Google? Also, she's living with her in-laws, so I'm just curious if she's paying for rent. Anyway, so there is a TikToker who has called out Jess and her business. She goes by the username Sourdough by Sid.
I'm worried that some of y'all are about to get scammed, and I want you to please watch this video before you do. There's a creator. She is really big on Instagram right now. Her name is MICROBAKERY Girl. Her real name is Jessica Stewart, and she is launching a sourdough microbakery school on January 13th.
This is actually interesting because she says here she started her micro bakery in September. So she really didn't have that much experience with a business, even if she claims she had baking experience since 2023. Her website says, discover how to start a low-cost home-based micro bakery in your spare time that pays you weekly, serves your community, and fills your heart with joy, even if you have no professional baking or business experience.
She claims to be running a microbakery out of her home in Illinois, which is kind of weird considering the fact that she has bought multiple sourdough starters, ebooks, and courses from other creators that were all shipped to a billing address at an apartment complex in Scottsdale, Arizona.
As I mentioned earlier, Jess did say that she was living in Illinois, and she was living with her in-laws and using a spare room for her kitchen.
She claims that her microbakery makes her a full-time income, and it is under the name Little Loaf, again, in Illinois. But if you search Little Loaf in Illinois, there is no such business that exists. There's actually not one anywhere that you can find on Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere.
So Sid continues to say that she can't find Jess's business, Little Loaf, except for an account that she made on Hotplate. And this is a platform where micro bakery owners use to sell their breads.
Her business does have a Hotplate account that has her name, her picture, and her business name, Little Loaf. The Hotplate account is kind of weird though, because not only is the address on the Hotplate account that same Scottsdale, Arizona apartment and not the house that she's been posting, it also only has one bread drop. Only once ever has she sold bread. There are 2 test runs and then 1 real bread drop where you can tell that she sold bread one time.
Personally, I think that this wouldn't really matter as she's selling from the outside of her in-laws' home, so Does it matter if she sold once on Hot Plate? I don't know. I mean, let me know your thoughts on this. But Sid goes on to say that Jess's physical billing and shipping address for a sourdough starter was in Scottsdale when she said she lived in Illinois.
This home that she is very much saying is her home is actually her mother and father-in-law's home, which is fine. I've actually had to live with my in-laws before. Now she claims to be operating in Illinois under Illinois cottage food laws. And she even has a whole entire post dedicated to cottage food laws, how to find your state cottage food laws, and talking about how that is how she legally operates in the state of Illinois. According to Illinois cottage food laws, you have to be registered by the health department.
So it says the Illinois cottage food laws allow home-based food businesses to sell certain foods directly to consumers. The laws are designed to limit regulations while ensuring food safety. You can pause here if you'd like to read the rest.
However, whenever other people reached out to her county's health department, they said that there was no business under the name Little Loaf, nor any business registered under a Jessica Stewart that existed in their county. When this problem was brought to her attention, she said she actually wasn't operating under cottage food law, despite the fact that that is what all of her posts say. She said she was actually operating under a cupcake bill.
So I searched it up and it says here, in response to the shutdown of an unlicensed 12-year-old's $200 a month sales of home-baked goods, to help out local fundraisers, Illinois Governor Pat Quinn on June 10, 2014, signed the cupcake bill, which unanimously passed both houses of state government and allows home bakers to operate without regulation by local governments or health departments. The cupcake bill permits $1,000 monthly sales of home-baked goods. Okay. So what Sid is saying is that Jessica is operating under this cupcake law, which is interesting because you can only make $1,000 a month, which contradicts what Jess is claiming about her business, making more than that. So she shouldn't be operating under this law. Neither should she be selling a course claiming to help others make more.
But Jessica is saying that she is making a full-time income off of her business. $1,000 in sales means you're actually probably profiting somewhere around $700 to be generous in the sourdough world, which would mean that she's making around $8,200 annually, again, if she's operating legally under the cupcake bill. And that is $8,000 a year is not a full-time income. You cannot be making a full-time income and also operating under the cupcake bill. Somewhere in here, there's a lie. Either you are making more money than you legally can under the cupcake bill, or you are not properly licensed to be operating under cottage food law. Just like all the other sourdough creators that she's kind of cosplaying as, she says that she started her sourdough microbakery as a means to make a little bit more money because money was tight.
Something was missing. And to be completely honest, money had been a little tight for me too.
And this is where her husband comes in. Her husband's name is Landon Stewart, and I'm going to show you his Instagram bio. Her husband, Landon, is the co-founder of a company called Clients and Community, which claims to have made over $10 million in the last 2 years. The company has been featured in Forbes, Medium, and Inc., to name a few. They claim to have made $10 million in the last 2 years and to hope to double or triple their amount of clients in the next several years. It's odd because she told people that money was tight and also that they moved in with her in-laws because her husband lost his job. From what I can tell, Clients and Communities is still very much a thriving business to this day. Their website is still very active. Their Instagram is still very active. Their Facebook groups, which have like 44,000 members, are still having new members added and new posts being made to this day. They just went on a trip in September, and her husband is the co-founder. And the whole way that the husband boasts about making his money is by creating sales funnels and rebranding courses as his own.
So he says, for example, I recently bought a course for $497. Inside, it teaches digital marketing from A to Z, and it came with master reselling rights. So I can now resell the course myself for $497 or more, and I get to keep 100% of the money I make. And then he goes on to say, I don't have to record a single training video, host training classes, run the community, or anything like that. All I have to do is publish 7-second reels on Instagram advertising the course. And anyone who buys through me pays directly, and I keep 100% of the profit. So Jess's husband is obviously very proud of what he does.
When you look at the social media, I think that is like the most telling thing of all. When you look at her Instagram, she's posted 29 reels. Most of these reels have the same clips kind of chopped up.
You know, it's funny because I was going to say, how come it's been autumn for like the past 3 months? Like, I don't know about Illinois, but it's winter over here. We don't have colorful leaves. Our leaves have turned too much.
The same bread being shaped, it's the same cookie dough being scooped, it's the same loaves being placed on a shelf, but she's in a bunch of different outfits whenever she's putting them on the porch. The problem here is that her hair is the exact same, her makeup is the exact same, the blemishes on her face are the exact same, and the leaves are in the exact same place.
Okay, that's funny because I didn't even notice that the leaves hadn't moved for 3 months. Like, she's so dedicated to the aesthetic. She goes out there every morning and places the leaves back to the same spot. Good thing she has a stack of bread out there. I want to load up on carbs as well after all of that hard work. But in all seriousness, it does look like she has batch made these videos. It kind of looks like she's just, cutting bits here, there, and then reformatting them and posting them. She has deleted her videos and then reposted the same video before. It doesn't help her case, especially since she is coming up with a course, so it does kind of seem like she's reusing these videos and the same content just so that it comes across as her being this expert in this business. She has been called out for posting the same videos, with one TikToker saying, "You keep posting the same videos over and over. Why?"
Interesting though that the QR code on all of her packaging, whenever you zoom in and click on the QR code, it actually just takes you to wikipedia.org and not any actual real business website. Number that's on all of her packaging, it does not actually exist in the state of Illinois. So I am not a detective. I actually own a real microbakery, so I barely even have time for this video. But if I were to guess, based on what it looks like is happening, it looks like this person with a husband who has experience in creating sales funnels saw a booming industry that is sourdough and microbakery, went to film content over the course of about a weekend at their in-laws' house, came back, chopped all those videos up, did about 30 reels, promoted in order to garner hundreds of thousands of followers over the course of 30 days, which is not something that just happens organically on Instagram. Hate to tell you. And then someone who is selling a course.
Which is exactly what her husband does for a living, so that's very convenient.
Maybe I'm wrong on all of this. I've reached out to her personally and told her that I'm planning to make this video. I've told her that I would love to send her the inconsistencies that I'm finding and give her the opportunity to make some of it more clear. Up until at least this video, she still has not responded. If she does, I'll be happy to make a video. I really hope I'm wrong, and I hope that this community that I love and this job that I really do for real life isn't becoming like the next social media scam. It is not glamorous. And to have someone post and curate this fake life in order to sell you the opportunity to create your own life that really will not exist and is just going to let you down, I just don't want you to fall for that.
So my thoughts on this, I honestly don't know what exactly is happening. I can't say for sure, but if she is trying to make a course out of this and just using people at this point, then yeah, it is really slimy. Jess has addressed some of these allegations against her, and I'm going to post them here for you to read through and form your own thoughts. Let me know what you think about all of this. I would love to hear it. And for now, take care and stay safe. Love you all. And I mean, to my one subscriber at least, because who's watching this, honestly?